Merry New Year, friend.
Happy New Year.
Hello, soulmates.
Hello. Here we
Making it
are.
make sense in 2026.
Yes, the new year, kicking it off.
Mm-hmm. Cheers to that, soulmates. We made it. Can we be grateful that we made it through the 9 year of 2025? What a year.
9. Explain that.
The 9. So when you add up 2025,
Right.
it equates to the number 9. In numerology, the 9 represents completions, endings. It's the end of the
A cycle.
cycle.
Right, exactly.
That's it. Because in numerology is 1 through 9. 10, you basically anything that's a double digit, you add them together. So now
Right.
2026, when you add it up, is the number 10, which equates to a 1. 1 represents new beginnings.
And so when one cycle ends,
Another one begins.
you starting fresh. So
that's it. So we are in a new chapter.
So what is this year all about?
What is this year about? I know for me, it's about continuing to elevate the conscious collective on the healing, the awakening process, because I realized towards the end of 2025, everything that I had been already speaking about started coming to fruition. I can't tell you how many people were experiencing something in their lives when they were ready to heal.
Right,
they were
right.
ready. They were basically at their reckoning moment when they were noticing that something had to change in their lives, whether that was a relationship, a job, their home life, their stability somehow was shaken.
Something. Right.
Something which, remember, I told you back in when did we first do our first episode? It'll be a year next year, February.
Ooh, yeah.
February will be 1 year, and I remember telling you anything not built on a solid foundation will crumble.
Exactly.
And the crumblings began all throughout 2025, but it was needed. It was necessary.
I think see, you can look at that two ways. Things can crumble, or you can say you went through a refining moment.
Yeah, you can call it that too.
For all of us.
Yeah, but something had to shake.
Right.
Something had to shift. Because as human beings, most often than not, once we get comfortable, we won't change. We won't shift. We will stay in a certain space. We will stay in a position. We'll stay in a job. And what I've learned the hard way is spirit will push you, knock you out. God say you got somewhere to go. You got somewhere to be. Snatch it from you.
When it's time.
Right? When it's time. And that's what the 9 revealed. A lot of people were snatched. I know people that experience job losses, but I know a lot of people that experience relationship. Right. I'll say, I'm not going to say losses, I'm going to say transitions. Because even though the relationships ended, it was a new beginning. Because when you end a relationship with somebody else, that starts a new relationship with yourself. And you get to design what you want this chapter of your life to look like.
Yeah,
that's
you know how it goes. Like you can't receive what's coming to you next until you let go of what you're still holding on to. So things have to change.
It has to. And that's what that 9 year was about. Whether you wanted it to change or not, you didn't have any choice. Like you said, it was a reckoning. It was a wake up, really. And when I say reckoning, it's not a bad thing because you think about like a wrecking ball. Usually they're knocking something down. They're knocking down the building. We're demolishing it because we're getting ready to build something new.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is. Starting fresh. Let's talk about what a new beginning really looks like.
I'll say personally, for me, it has been Keana learning to set boundaries.
Okay.
And respect herself. Meaning I don't continue to keep trying to show up in circumstances or situations where it's not healthy for me. When I feel like my body and soul is saying, you don't need to do this, you need to walk away, you got to let go, I listen now. I don't wait. I used to be the person that would tend to keep trying to give chance after chance, ignoring my intuition. I don't do that anymore. So that's number 1. Number 2 is also about, again, continuously living in my purpose, building it and expanding it. Now I'm ready to go out into schools, connect with the youth, teach them about emotional intelligence. I've already started going to churches, slowly planting the seeds and connecting the message of emotional healing with spirituality and teaching people that God is connecting with us, communicating with us through our emotions. And then going back into corporate, because what I've noticed and what God has been revealing is that we have a disconnection within ourselves and within others due to the lack of emotional intelligence. Because most often than not, our emotions overwhelm us. When we're struggling, when we're in a difficult situation, when we're not being heard, when we're being misunderstood, we typically lash out or we just shut down. And neither are healthy. So how do we grow and evolve as people if we can't communicate effectively or communicate at all? So that's where I'm going with my year one. So that's what year one has looked like for me. And it's only been 10 days.
Yeah, right.
It's January 10th. But tomorrow's 111. And we already know what the ones represent. So we're right in the shift. We're right in the period of planting new seeds.
For me, new beginning looks like this: being able to strategize and knowing that old ways of doing things don't work. I had to recognize that in myself. Like, instead of trying to work on 8 different projects at a time, for me, it turned into, let's concentrate on one. Let's start one thing and get all the way to the beginning of it and complete it, and then go on to the next.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I'll have everything done that I plan to do. So that's what this year is going to be for me. A year of structure.
It's a one.
That's it.
It's a 1 year.
You said the word.
What else?
You took it out of my mouth.
Period.
Structure. Yes. Exactly.
That's what this is for.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I realized that too. For me, I felt like that too. Remember, I came out, I knew my purpose, I knew my passion, I got this desire. Right. I know where I want to go and what I want to do, but I could not figure out how was I going to get there. And like you said, this is the time now where you get to build that strategy. We're in a new 9-year cycle. So this is year one. So think about where you want your life to look like in 9 years. And again, this is all about manifestation, being able to create the life that's for you, but it starts with being honest and true to yourself. And that's what really helped me see, like, this 9 year, by the time this 9 year ended, I was not the same woman. And I'm grateful because I came out stronger. Everything I experienced in 2025 made me be a different version of me. And I knew God was putting me in them spaces for a reason, because I couldn't be the same person in 2026 that I was last year.
It's interesting that you use the word manifestation. So if you break that word down, manifest. Manicure, you get it. You see that root word, it comes from the hand.
Yes.
You got to do something to make something happen. You can't just imagine it. You can't just pray about it
and dream.
God wants you to do something.
That's everything. That is everything. And that's been the message I've been trying to preach to people when it comes to healing. You can pray all day, but God says, I'm going to give you the tools. I've already given you everything.
Right.
But you have to do the work.
Do the work.
You can't just talk to me. And then you got to be able to receive the answer. We don't even want to do that. But that goes back to, like you said, do the work. We can manifest anything we want if we're willing to put forth the effort. Nothing is coming to us for free. Nothing is going to be handed to us.
Do the work. Write out the plan. Write it out.
And it may shift. I will tell you, I guarantee you it's going to shift, because I know what I manifested. And yes, it's coming to fruition. But it took a lot to get here. Now, I didn't manifest some of the curveballs and the distractions.
Right. It didn't come without.
Oh, it came with its hardships,
obstacles,
right? And because of those obstacles, it has helped me appreciate it and value it even more. Meaning myself, I value me a lot more now. But the work, because that's really what it's shown me. Yeah.
Right. Obstacles,
challenges.
And that can look different for a lot of different people. And it depends on what it is your goal is. And I think we sometimes think that everybody's going to have the same challenges, or everybody has to approach life in the same way. And we're so individual as people, where we have to go within ourselves and find out our own individual solution to our individual obstacles. And,
that's true. And it also helps to have the right support in your life too, because God created people. People need people. But the right people, the right opportunities, the right places. Everything is energetic, right? And I again learned that lesson again last year. I realized that I was in line with certain individuals that were taking me out of alignment on what I was here to do. Is how can I manifest when my energy is not right? Everything was frequency, right? So if my energy is not at a higher level, I can't manifest, because if I'm in a low vibrational state, I can't even think clearly to put forth the effort to create the strategy to put the plan into motion.
Right.
If you're depressed and you're not at your 100%, how can you create anything new or dream about something when you're not in a good space mentally and emotionally?
You can't, because depression, by definition, is you being in a state where you don't know how you can move forward.
Right.
Like, that's why you're depressed,
That's why
because
you're
you,
depressed.
right.
And
But
I realized that I was around people that were depressed. And it didn't look like depression how it looked for me, because what I learned is that people get angry. That's still a form of depression and they don't even realize it. And I was around
right,
somebody
right.
that was angry all the time, and I kept telling them it's your emotions, but you have to unpack, why are you feeling this way? I can't fix it for you and I'm not your punching bag.
Right, right.
So I have to see the value in myself.
And I had people around me who were, I guess I can call it depressed, because every time I was around, they had all these stories to tell where they got this going on, that going on, and all the excuses to why they cannot be happy, to why they cannot enjoy the moment, cannot enjoy the day, and therefore you can't
You
progress.
can't do
You can't
anything. You're
progress.
just stuck. And
Yeah.
no disrespect to anybody that's in that low space, because I've been there. But
Right.
also, I've been in a place of I don't have any other choice except to be better, because I'm tired of feeling like this.
And you have to, at some point, be around people who can help you get to the next level, because people who are on a lower frequency, you can add your input, you can give them advice, you can do whatever, and at some point you got to move on, because if you don't, misery loves company, and you will both be sitting there
And there you
miserable,
go,
and
hanging
nobody
around the
goes
frequency.
nowhere. So right.
Exactly. And no longer in alignment. So
Exactly.
the message this year in 2026 is, what's the value in it? I have to be very conscientious about the people that are in my space. And I
The
have to ask
value.
myself, what's the value in having this individual in my life? What's the value in me interacting with you energetically? And I'm not saying that from a place of arrogance, and I'm not saying that as a gold digger, because this is not about materialistic things.
Right.
This is about a frequency thing, an energetic balancing thing, things that we can't even touch. You have to have the right energy. What's the saying? Show me your five closest people, your five closest friends.
Right.
Listen, that is, we are reflections of the
The
closest
people you're
people
around,
too,
yeah,
the
your
people you are
surroundings.
around. So at this point, soulmates, it's about aligning with people that can help us continue to stay at this vibration and higher.
Spiritually, here's an analogy. You know how they say where two or three are gathered in his name, God gets to work. But so let's break that down. That means when two or three people are gathered and you have the same mindset, you have the same goal, you have this, yeah, the
Values.
same
Yeah.
values, you're on the same frequency. Because otherwise, what's happening?
It's in balance. We're out of alignment.
Exactly.
What is this for? And I think a lot of people realize that they're not in alignment with the right people. But it's not easy to walk away, and it's not easy to let people go. I am notorious for not being able to let things go. But it goes back again to the value in me first. I have to value and love me enough to know that this connection is not in alignment with me.
Yeah, we don't want to throw people away. We never
No,
do.
it's not about throwing them away.
And we always want to help people. We always think that, okay, if I just give them more time, more attention,
Yeah.
that I can fix this. And that's not always the case.
Life's too short
Yeah, you
to try
wasted
to
a lot
fix a
of time.
person that does not want to be fixed. First of all, I can't fix anybody.
You can't.
Can't fix anybody. However, we can show people, we can support them, hold their hand while they fix themselves. But I am not your emotional crutch or your fixer or your enabler.
Fix themselves. That's key. Because we're here individually. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we're here to learn. Everybody's here to get through life on our own. Like, we cannot
Right.
really be dependent on other people to help us get there.
No. Oh,
And you can't help
lesson
nobody
learned.
else.
You
You
can't,
you can't.
especially if you can't help yourself.
Exactly.
Definitely can't. And I remember when I decided I was getting ready to open myself up to explore more connections, because the work that I do, I realized that and I've always said it's going to take multiple people. It's not just me.
Mm.
This chapter that we're in, the age of Aquarius, is all about collaborations and connections. However, I have to ask, what's the value in this connection? And you may not see it right away. It does not show up right away, but it's definitely something that I start to ask myself now, because I realize a lot of people just disappeared out of my life.
Okay.
I didn't put anybody out. Some people had to leave, but others, I just stopped communicating with them. And at first it was hard. It was difficult, but then I understood that where I'm trying to go, these people really can't help me. And I still love them. And if anytime they need me, they know they can reach me.
Right.
But at this level, I do need other type of connections, other type of aligned people. And it just is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fair to decide who is valuable and who is not.
It is.
And it doesn't seem right on the surface, but really, if you have a destination in life, you have to make that determination and not feel bad about it.
That's true.
Right?
Look at Jesus. How many people did Jesus have? And some of those were not aligned.
Oh, yes, evident, because they asked questions all the time and they had no clue what they was talking about.
Yep.
They did not understand his message, and he knew it. He knew it. Even to the point where he had to tell them, you can't go where I'm going. Because they kept asking, where are you going? They did not understand.
Jesus said, I'll be right back.
I got a mission to go
That's
to.
it.
I got
I'll
something
be right
to
back.
do.
Yes.
Where are you going? What? We don't understand. He just said, you can't go where I'm going. They were not.
It didn't make.
They wasn't
making sense.
They wasn't on his level. He knew it.
Yeah.
And that's an example for us. We have to somehow recognize, even though I love you, I like you.
I can't stay here.
Right.
I can't stay here for you.
Exactly.
And I know I've had this challenge. I've been asking myself this every day. God, how do I allow myself to be in a position to attract my divine connection, yet also stay in my purpose? Because if this is not the right connection, it takes me out of purpose, out of my alignment state, because that is what happened in 2025. So how do I make sure that this doesn't happen again? And I'm not playing about my purpose and why I'm here. So I've been having this challenge where it's like, okay, hold on. Let me pray about this. Let me think about this. I allow people to reveal themselves, but it don't take that long anymore. It doesn't take long.
We talked about something a long time ago on the episode.
What we talk about?
About being equally yoked.
Yes, we did.
So whoever is your divine counterpart has to be somebody who's doing the same work.
I realize that.
Like, seriously.
I realize that.
You can't be trying to do this and they trying to do this.
Nope.
And you not.
What's understood don't need to be said.
Yeah.
And
so
that has been the thing.
That's just it. Yeah. How can it work?
How can it work?
If somebody's not.
Yeah. If there's not, they won't understand the mission. They won't understand the vision. They won't understand how to show up, how to support.
Won't have the passion for it.
Won't have the passion.
Won't have the desire. So.
And it's hard when somebody is doing something that has never been done before. And if you're used to just a regular 9-to-5 check and you see somebody taking a chance on living in their purpose, creating a business,
taking a risk.
Yeah. That's not easy when you're used to that comfortable life that you've already known, that you've always known.
Or dream about.
And then to see somebody taking this risk. So a lot of people, what I've done and what I decided to do is weird to them. And maybe that's why a lot of people disappeared.
The question is, can two people decide to take a risk together and not be afraid? And have in the back of their mind, this may not work, but we're going to try this out because we want this so bad. We're going to take these risks and make it happen. Can your partner go along with you on that?
And that's any dreamer. Ask any creator, artist. They have a dream, and a lot of times they're in it by themselves because everybody doesn't understand it or can support them. A partner that doesn't understand.
Or you try to be partnered partner less until
Yeah,
you make it,
until you make it.
and then go back and pick
Yeah, and
somebody
that's
up.
what I was thinking. Like maybe God just said you just need to focus on this, and when that time
Right.
comes, that's it.
Then you go
Just
find you
keep
somebody.
building. Like you said, they're gonna be in the same space as me. I'm built, and then we're gonna
That'll be
connect,
it.
and it's gonna be like, oh, this is wonderful.
Yeah.
And I realized in 2026 is spiritual alignment. If we can't connect on a spiritual level, it's not going to work. There was a certain business that we were in, and I remember coming through the doors thinking, I can't just connect and partner with anybody because for me, this is spiritual. So this
Yes.
won't work for
Yes.
me. I can't just ask anybody to come.
Come partner with you, and
Mm-mm.
right. Right.
Mm-mm. It wasn't going to work because I had several try to play in my face and act like they was interested, but
Mm-hmm.
my soul knew better and they were gone. So we have to be very much more self-aware now. And when I say have to, I mean just as a collective, as people. It's up to you, soulmates, whether you choose to stay stagnant in a situation with somebody. I'm not judging you.
Mm-hmm.
But also, that's what this year is about. This year, 2026, is just a step above 2025. It won't be as chaotic if you've done the work. If you started doing the crumbling and the rebuilding within yourself first,
Mm-hmm.
then now in 2026, in these 1 year, you've seen the mistakes, you've learned the lessons. Now you're ready to put the steps in. Now you're ready to create the vision. Now you can put one stone in front of the other, one
Right.
step at a time.
Right.
Like you said, I had to strategize. I had all these ideas. Okay, we got to start from here. Because I know we got big things we're working on, but we got to
Right.
start from here and then it will come.
So I got something to think about here.
What you got to think about?
For us to think about.
Uh-uh.
Us, everybody, all of us. So if this is the 1 year, right? And this year we're strategizing, we're putting things in motion, we're trying to manifest, we're working things out, right? Now we just talked about waiting to find your counterpart after you've made something, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's a 2 year?
2 year. If you found your counterpart, again, I'm speaking on my experience.
Right.
For me, the foundation is key. And I'll say somebody told me that I would meet my person in 2026, but I would not get married until 2029. And if I had to think about it, that's probably true because the foundation has to be solid. So this 1 year is us learning each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I know this person already or not, but it's going to start slow when our foundation has to be built. We have to be friends. How do we work together? How do you, again, what's the value in you being in my life? And what I'm trying to build for this chapter. So that's what one's going to look like. Then two, if that person shows up,
which will be 27.
Right. Now we can get more serious. Maybe at that time we'll actually make it official.
After the
Who
work
knows?
has been done.
After the
So
work has been
this
done.
year is crucial and important. Like the work has to be done right now. Like this is the time to buckle down.
Yeah.
And
figure it out.
Make it
Be
happen.
honest.
Right.
About what you want your life to look like. I say it all the time. We get to make that choice. Nobody decides that for us. Not in 2026. Not anymore.
Mm-mm.
What's the value in them being in your life, Gus? Have you seen some invaluable people that you eventually had to just say,
oh, yes.
This is not it?
Yes, this year was, 2025 was big for me in cutting people off.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen quite a few endings. So not just relationships, but even friendships.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's still a
or just
relationship.
yeah, it is. Every
interaction
is it's all a relationship. You're relating to people.
Yes.
But it really took some deep thinking and realizing it's okay to cut people off. You're not being mean. You're not being, you know what I'm saying? It's
not selfish. It's not mean. If it's draining you, number one, you have to protect your peace.
Right.
First and foremost, before you can please anybody else. So.
And it shouldn't be about pleasing anybody else anyway.
It shouldn't, but as people, we tend to want to people please, especially the divine feminine.
Right.
It's just the way we was raised. But you know what I realized though is that in the midst of them cords being cut or those relationships ending, and I mean friendships, romantic relationships, I did meet new people.
Okay.
In fact, everybody that I met in 2025 that has helped me was a new person. You came into my life I met Stefan,
Mm-hmm.
my roommate, like even my ex, and he served his purpose. All were new people, but they all helped me in ways that my so-called A1s, those that I've been knowing, even family,
right.
they couldn't show up like that. That's when I realized, like, sometimes you do have to just let certain things just disappear.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't make sense. Sometimes you just have to make peace with unresolved problems.
Yeah, you do. You do.
And be okay with that and allow what I say, you have to surrender. Just surrender and allow God to show you and reveal what's next.
Yeah. Because people will come and try to waste your time. And this might sound funny, but we really are living in like a video game to me,
Yes.
in a way, to where you got people out there purposely being your enemies.
Purposely playing in your face.
Purposely. Like you just walking down the street and you karate kicking people. They are your enemies. People out there, they alive, but they are not for you. Like you're gonna have to cut some people down.
And what's the healer supposed to do when she wants to heal everybody? Somebody said something on my Facebook the other day. They said, "Why do you attract those type of people?" And I said, I didn't even respond, but in my head I'm thinking it's not about that. What it is I'm a healer. I have a light, and I naturally draw people in. Now I can't control the way people appear, and we all typically show up as a representation of ourselves. But once I see the real, it's like, okay, I'm not here to heal you in that capacity. If you want my support, book a call. I'll work with you professionally. But I've had people that would show up on a personal level needing healing, and I'm not here to heal my person, my friend. I can love you. I can give you the tools, give you Healing Out Loud, the book. I can give you these things, but like you said, I can't make you do it.
Right. So in reality, you're gonna keep attracting people who need to be healed because
of that.
Yeah, but
my discernment is on point now, thanks to 2025.
Right.
The great awakening, the crumbling for me was, ma'am, you can't continue to show up for everybody. They don't deserve it.
Yeah. All you can do is teach. I know we're saying healing, but really all we can do is teach.
That's teach. That's it.
Because the person has to choose it for themselves. You have, first of all, the person has to believe that they can receive a healing.
Yes.
Without belief, it's over with. It's a done deal.
That's just like not believing in the purpose or calling.
Right. Exactly.
So it is. And it goes back to having faith. Having faith in something greater than us.
Right.
And that's how I survived, because I knew God was not about to betray me. I knew God was with me. Even on my lowest days, I'm like, okay, God, this is challenging. This is rough.
I think God believes in tests.
Absolutely. Yeah. You got to be willing to live this life. You say this is what you want. Prove it. Show me.
Yeah, God tests us.
We have to be that. Now, that's the only test I want to take, okay? I'm not testing nobody else. I don't want to play with people. I don't need you trying to test me.
But they're part of that life, though.
They are.
You're going to be tested.
I know. People have tested me.
Yeah. That's what they're here for, to test you.
That's how we learn our lessons.
Yeah.
That's how we learn. Some of us keep failing over and over again.
Because we keep choosing over and over again. And then when we come to that realization and we get that, say it. I like when you say, yeah, she'd be like, aha.
Already know I was thinking
right? She'd be like, aha.
It's the aha moment. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I say, the awakening, that moment. That's what that is. You just awaken up to the truth. It ain't got nothing to do with you being in the church. It's you waking up to your truth of who you are, what you're experiencing, and why you're really here. Right. That's what that is. That's that aha moment. And I had quite a few of those last year. But by the end of 2025, I said, this is it. Yeah. I was already preparing for this new version of me, because it was time. It was get ready.
Get ready.
Get ready. So what are you anticipating on your 2026 looking like?
Oh, I already know. I got my vision set.
Okay.
I'm going for it.
What we going for? Where we going?
I've already started. So I started writing my book. Actually, it is finished. I'm in the process of formatting. Yeah. This is another healing out loud for me.
I told you.
My version of it.
It's a movement.
Yeah, it is. It really is. You claimed it.
I swear.
You proclaimed it. It's a healing out loud.
That's what we're
It is a movement.
It is. And we won't be the only ones. There's more to come.
We're going to show y'all how to do it. That's
it. That's the purpose.
Yeah.
I think that is just so beautiful that because the way technology is evolving, the way the world is moving, we get the opportunity to heal in a different way. You don't have to necessarily be, like I said, in a church or laying on a therapist's couch.
Hmm.
I can heal with like minded souls. I can be behind the bar, bartending like I do, or I can be sitting at home on the couch like I do, or
Right.
I can just be at the nail shop communicating with somebody. And the words that transform them into wanting to heal or the feeling of being healed.
Right. Communication and connection. Like we learn from each other in so many ways, and because we identify with each other. Like you telling your story helps other people say, you know what, I felt that too. I experienced that
That's
too.
what it's about.
And just seeing how you were able to overcome, the next person gets the same inspiration to do it.
And paying it forward.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's it. That's what it's
That's
all
it.
about. And even biblically, like I don't like to be all churchy, but the
Go
thing
ahead.
is, when we pick up the Bible or any other spiritual book,
Mm-hmm.
you're learning from those stories.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wish that everybody can get away from being so dogmatic about the words on the page. It's not about the words on the page. It's about the lesson that you're learning from it. Like, what are you getting out of this? Somebody's trying to tell you a story on how to better your life and how to move on and grow spiritually. Learn it that way.
It's almost a comprehension issue
It
because
is.
you can read words on the pages all day, you can memorize them, but how do you integrate it? That's why I keep telling people what I do versus what therapy do, and no disrespect to therapy, but I can talk to you all day long about how these people hurt me, what
Mm-hmm.
my childhood was like. But if you don't help me identify the pattern,
Mm-hmm.
and I learned a way to move different and behave differently, I have not integrated the lesson and understood it. That's what you're saying. So you can read it all day, front to back, but if you don't embody it, if you don't live it, if you don't apply it, make it make sense.
Integration. It has to become part of your life.
That's why I consider myself an emotional integration specialist for the professional community
There you
because
go.
it's about integrating your emotions and understanding the patterns behind those things.
Right.
But I love how you mentioned that with the Bible. We and just human nature, we don't. It's almost like you can give it to them and they can recite it and they can recite it, but then it's like, do you truly understand it?
Do you believe it?
Do you believe it?
You say you do,
Prove it.
but
Show
but
me.
what's
No, I'm
belief though?
joking.
What actually is belief?
Belief for me is I believe this so to be so true that I'm again embodying it. I'm living it. I'm preaching it. I believe the power and path of healing through words.
Right. You be living it. Right.
I'll be living
I
it.
be living
I'll be living.
it. To me, that's what belief really
Yeah.
is. Like, it's not just a knowing, it's not a knowledge. You pattern your life off of what you feel, what you grab onto.
Mm-hmm.
That's belief.
That is.
Oh,
That's powerful. This is going to be a very interesting year.
it is.
Based off of the info that I received, we have some major astrological influences coming up again.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part I love is that most people have no idea what's going on. They just know that the world is changing. They think it's because of the government or something again outside of us, but they have no idea that all of this is predestined.
It is.
The way that the world is shifting, we're getting softer for a reason. We're
Right.
starting to feel things more deeply for a reason. We're getting more emotional for a reason.
Right.
And it's like people are trying to resist it or they're just not consciously aware. So I told you recently I've experienced a lot of emotional men over the last, I'll say 2 to 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean that in a negative way. It's not putting the man down. But when I
Right.
say
Yeah.
emotional, meaning I feel like I'm communicating with a 10-year-old. And these are men 50 plus years old. And when it comes time to having a vulnerable, honest conversation, they throw temper tantrums or they get angry, they get defensive.
You mean emotionally immature?
Basically.
So.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. But the divine masculine is healing and he don't know what to do with it because he's never been taught how to integrate or understand or put words to the emotion. because of the conditioning, the society, the world that we've
Right.
always lived in.
It's like there's a certain type of pride that we have in
Yeah,
changing. Like we don't really want to change
I know.
because change means you're wrong. We don't want to admit that we're wrong. We don't want to admit that we're on the wrong path without understanding that the moment that you realize you've been wrong, that's your opportunity.
To be
Like,
different.
yeah, that's your chance
Change
to
it.
just change and be
That's what we're
different. That's your
supposed to hear.
chance. That's your
Listen,
big breakthrough moment. Like,
if I'm not changing and evolving, then why am I living?
yeah, what are you here
I say
for?
that all the time, and I don't know why are we here? Because as long as you're living and breathing, you get the opportunity to be a better you. You
Yeah,
can change. You can grow. I don't like stagnancy, so I
I
definitely
don't
want
either.
some
Like,
change.
I'm not a person that like the same thing over and over again
I
for
can't.
nothing. Like
Monotony drives
nothing.
me insane.
Like, but
So it just goes back to, like you said, you maybe it's a pride thing. It's definitely an ego thing
it
for
is.
sure.
It is for sure.
But it doesn't mean that you're wrong. Congratulations, King. You realize that there's a part of you that needs to change and evolve.
Right.
You should be proud of yourself.
You can do something
You
different.
can do something different. That is the human experience.
Yes. Yeah.
Aren't we so grateful?
Grateful. See, it takes you to be grateful for life, first of all, to understand that concept of opportunity. You can change. But if you're not grateful and even understand what this life is about, you're not going to get there
Life.
mentally. You're not
No.
ever going to understand that this is your chance to do something different, to learn. Learning is all about taking on a new behavior,
Taking on a new behavior.
right? So,
Making a choice to say, I'm going to apply this differently. I'm going to lead differently. I'm going to utilize this tool.
right.
That's really it. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It is interesting because for me, I wish so much for people to step into their purpose, for them to discover why they're really here on this earth, and then live in your purpose. But in order to get there, you have to be honest with yourself. You got to be honest about the things that need to change, that you need to let go of. And again, you also got to have faith in something greater than you. You said that you have to appreciate and be grateful for life. Obviously, I went through a lot to be able to be grateful for life. It won't necessarily have to take anybody to go through what I went through to step into their purpose
Mm-hmm.
if they choose to want to live in purpose. And I don't know about most of you soulmates, but I know for years I used to question myself,
Right.
am I living in my purpose? And I remember asking somebody I was dating years ago, are you living in your purpose? He said he didn't know. I just never knew anybody that could say, yes, I was living in my purpose until I started living in my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Now I meet people that are living in
Living in
their
a purpose,
purpose.
right? That's because opposites do not attract. Like particles attract.
Yes.
When you find people who are on the same frequency as you, now you become a unit. You're
That's it.
attracting more and more people who are on the same,
Frequency,
yes,
everything is
the
energy.
same mindset.
Yes.
So there you
Yes.
go. That's where your partners are. You
That's a
find
true
people that's
story.
on the same thing as you. That don't mean you have to be doing the same thing
No.
necessarily,
Mm-mm.
but going along the same path, having the same
Mm-hmm.
purpose.
Fulfilling a mission.
Right.
And for most of us, we know that our mission is to serve others, to help and support others. Whether you cut hair, whether you draw, whether you write music, whether you're a speaker like me or an
Right.
author,
Right. Right.
you're doing something to serve somebody else.
Absolutely.
That's that's really it. And I think we just have become so selfish as people where we don't think about I can help somebody else. I can serve somebody else. And no, it doesn't have to be my family or my friends. I can serve a complete stranger
Mm-hmm.
simply by showing up as myself or sharing my story or sharing my gifts with the world. That to me looks like serving others. That's what God told me I was here to do. I think God told y'all that too, soulmates. But I know that's what
Right.
God
Right.
told me.
We all have the same purpose, though. We're all here to do that. We're all here to serve humanity with the gifts that we've been given. And that's something else. So you asked me earlier, what does this year really mean for me as far as structure? So not just the book, but I had to make a realization that everything that I desire to do has to be something that I can do not just for myself but for others. Like I have to have something in it that I can give to other people.
Yeah.
And that's the way it's going to become successful and abundant. You have to have something to offer. You can't hold your gifts to yourself and think that, okay, I'm satisfied with doing this in my corner. Get it
Yeah.
out there.
That doesn't work.
Get it out there. So
Yes.
get ready to see me get a lot of stuff out there because
Mm-hmm. It's time.
it has purpose.
It
You know?
does. Absolutely, it does.
So,
But I like how you said that we're not just here just to hoard it all, just to keep it to ourselves.
no,
Absolutely not.
no.
I was just about to say something. I was thinking about something. It'll come back to me. But I'm proud of you, friend. Let's put it out
Oh,
there.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because this is, like I said, 110. I guarantee you, 6 months from now, definitely won't look this way. I already know what the vision is for me. I definitely will continue to travel, spread the message of healing. Invite me in, soulmates. For those that don't know, I have been going to churches, speaking, spreading the message of healing in partnership with a comedian named Stefan Rackett. He does the laughter part, I do the healing. But also, I come into corporate, I come into schools because when I say healing, healing is applicable to all spaces. Why? Because
Yes.
wherever people are, healing
It's
is needed. It's
necessary. Yeah, right.
necessary. And when I say healing, I mean evolving. I mean growing. I mean being better human beings, being more consciously aware of
Right, right.
ourselves and others. So that's why I speak so much about emotional intelligence. And when I go into the churches, it's so funny because I see the faces of people when I'm speaking to them. And I'm like, God is giving you everything you need. You got the strength to get through whatever it is you're dealing with right now. Because some of y'all in this audience right now are survivors, even if don't nobody know it. And maybe you're struggling through something right now. But I'm standing here as proof that whatever you experience, and God is trying to get your attention to see something has to be released. It's time to let this go so that you can grow. And it's like, wow, I don't know if they got that prior to. Like, don't run from the emotion. Connect with that. Here's what I had to realize, that what we got to do is sit in the emotion. Sometimes you just got to sit in it. Sit in it. Feel it. Because once you hit that rock bottom, once you hit it, once it breaks, once that sadness, once that anger, once that grief comes up, now you can free yourself to be yourself, and you can figure out what to do next. And you can't figure anything out again when your vibration is low.
And you have to be able to see where you're at. Honestly, see where you're at. You can't act like everything's okay. You can't pretend like it's not what it is.
Yourself. You can't lie to you.
Right. Acknowledge where you're at. Have clear vision. Okay, here's where I'm at. Here's what I'm doing. Here's what I look like.
Yeah.
And then decide you want to change it.
I want to say it's that simple.
I mean,
it works.
It is, but
to put the plan in its place, that requires a lot of
renewing of your mind. Like, you have to come
honesty,
right? Honesty,
truth, accountability, and sometimes it requires support. Most often than not, it requires some form of support.
And that goes right back full circle to where we started. Find your circle of people who are supportive in your life, like who is of value and who's not.
Yes. Who enhances your light, not dim your light.
Right.
Who reflects your light parts, not your shadow parts.
Not people that's going to instigate and get you all riled up.
Yes, not people that, like you said, is going to hype you up. Yeah, that's hype you up in a negative way.
Yeah,
to try to knock you down. I've had people try to provoke me, but see, one thing about me, I've healed, so you can't play off my emotions because I don't allow anybody to have that power. I'm no longer powerless to my emotions. I get challenged, but that's because of me. But I no longer allow anybody to pull them strings. You don't even have that kind of access to me anymore. That takes a lot of growth. And somebody who survived suicide takes a lot of practice and growth and emotional intelligence and connection with something greater than me to restore me to sanity and to have the strength to realize that everything has always been within me. 2026 is going to be a beautiful year, soulmate.
Get ready.
Yes. I had somebody on my live on New Year's Eve said, no, I'm still in the same job, still making the same money, still in the same house. I said, okay. Hey, if that's where you want to be, I support you. I'm happy for you.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm speaking to those that are ready for what's next. Not knocking you, but this is not for you. So I invite those that are ready for what's next to start to put the plan into place. Reach out if you need support, but realistically, let's start to figure this out. This is the 1 year. And tomorrow's not promised. I understand that. But I plan on being alive 9 years from now. Really, next 20, 30 years, God willing. I want it to be longer. But
Mm-hmm.
let me just at least start to put this plan into place now. I'm 42 years young. I know in 9 years, I'm not going to be working as hard. I don't plan on it. I'm not going to have the strength to. But I'm working hard now to put the
Hey.
plan into place. So when I get there, now all my systems are functioning. Now I can continue to enjoy and continue to evolve and do more work because I got big dreams. Got big things coming up, soulmates.
Why not?
Right, because it's just
Why
life.
not? Why not?
So I absolutely dream big. Who told us to stop dreaming? The people around us. Probably a teacher that told you weren't gonna be you weren't gonna be nothing, or a family member that made you feel like you weren't good enough,
Or this can't be
or
done,
this
or
can't be done because of the people in your space. And I know I've had family members tell me as a teenager, "Oh, that's too hard," or "Ooh."
oh yeah.
Well, in the minute I would say something, they would always try to knock you down. Just because you couldn't do it, don't mean I can't do it.
Right.
So why would you do that? Again, the value in these people. Don't kill my vibe.
Right.
Not when I'm glowing and growing. Don't. It's and ask yourself, soulmates, are those the type of people you want in your space? Do you want to be connected to people like that? And maybe you are that person. And that's okay. You get to acknowledge that and say, I don't want to be like this anymore.
Right.
Because misery does love company.
And be okay with picking and choosing. And don't let partnerships, relationships, friendships go too far. Don't get to the point where now you feel guilty about cutting them loose. Use discernment in the beginning and just decide this is not something that I need to hold on to so tightly.
Expired. It's
Yeah, right.
expired.
Right. It's over
A
with.
lot of seasons expired.
Yeah.
And 9 year revealed that this not gonna work no more. You gotta let this go. We do that because it's hard to walk away, especially because most of us don't realize we got some form of an abandonment and attachment wound,
Right.
and we don't even want to. We don't notice it, so we connect with certain people,
Yeah.
and then when it's
We
time
all
to
do.
let go, even though it's not serving us, even though this is expired, even though I'm not happy, it's the devil that I know.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I've always known, so I can't walk away. Then it becomes almost codependent because they need me.
Right. And then it feels like a failure if you let it go or it don't turn out right. But
We be so hard on ourselves.
yeah.
How can the relationship not work and become a failure when we are all here again? The people that we attract and we connect with, those are lessons. Those are ways for us to see ourselves. Because if you realize that they're reflections of you. So if you're
Right.
attracting this
Right.
person, what does it say about you? And if you can't see yourself in them, then it's probably meaning they don't need to be there.
Right.
Those are the types of questions that we have to ask now in 2026 because it's a connection agenda from here on
Mm.
out. We
Right.
didn't listen. Pluto is in Aquarius until 2044. These
Ugh.
connections got to be solid. Your word has to be bond. The foundations have to be built on true happiness, peace, love, connection. Not money, not sex, not booze, not what you can do for me, none of that. The foundation has to be built on what's our faith, what are your values, what are your beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
and what are you doing? What is your purpose, your future?
So that means you better make the right connections now and build the right foundations now because your foundation is going to be
Yes,
what you build on.
but you
So,
make it. And if you're not there yet, you still have time because if you haven't learned the lesson, if you haven't experienced it, it's not going to pass you by. It's just a matter of you accepting it and embracing it
okay.
and then saying, I want to do it. Because I've
Right.
seen a lot of people that are where I was at 2 years ago
Mm-hmm.
because their relationship just ended. And one thing I know is when a relationship ends, especially if it's been years, that's heavy. And a lot of people don't know we got relationship trauma and things we haven't healed because of the way the relationships ended or because of how things, transpire. We never had the chance to heal what happened in the relationship and then what happens next. So when you got to heal through that, I know for me, that's when I really had my awakening moment. Because the more you heal, the closer you become to God, the more real you get with yourself. And that's when I started saying, okay, so these individuals are going through what I went through 2 years ago when I had my awakening after my breakup. I'm grateful that I can walk this path. I can help them if they choose to, but we are all going to go through it. If we choose to say, I want to be better, I don't want to continue to have these types of connections. Because I'm 42, I know at 48, 52, I'm not going to continue to keep having this disconnection with men that are not in alignment with me. I'm not about to do it at 42. I know at 52 I'm not. And no disrespect to nobody that is 52 going through these relationship problems, but you get a chance to make a different choice. I had to tell one of my cousins, you're the reason why you're not married, sir. You're 52. And I know who you was in your 20s and 30s. You was player of the year, player extraordinaire. Right. So now you don't have any woman because you chose to be that way.
Yeah, point the finger at me. Point it at me.
You chose.
Yeah, me. Right, yeah.
It's you. He was like, me? Yes, you. Because realistically, aren't you the one that's going to choose a woman? Aren't you the one that's going to propose? What's the saying? What's the saying? Men build the relationship, choose the relationship.
Yeah, we know what we want up front.
So you couldn't choose that. But that comes down to you being honest with yourself and what is most important to you and your values.
Don't choose what you already know is not good for you. You know it's not right for you. Don't choose it right now. Don't continue a pattern with something that's not for you.
Patterns. We can't recognize the patterns. Yeah, we don't recognize our patterns if we can't look at ourselves. Then you can't change anything if you can't see it. And most often than not, we have patterns. Even if it looks different, what I tell you, it's the same shit, different toilet.
Right.
Same situation, same person, different meat suit. Because you haven't recognized the patterns. But I started seeing the patterns the way I was showing up. Well, wait a minute. Let me rethink this. Let me not do this again. And I started leading differently. I'm not going to do this too fast. I'm not going to move too fast. I'm not going to just take their word at face value. Consistency is key. Say what you mean what you say is your word bond. And I don't mean just within the first 2-3 months. No, show me who you are. Walk it like you talk it. Right. Do you have integrity? Those are the type of values that I desire in any connection. These are feminine and masculine energies. Platonic, personal. What are your values? Because I know mine.
And speaking of energies, just how we know that we have the ability to change, other people also see what they can attack. They know your energy too. They know who they can latch on to and attract.
Infiltrate.
So when you change the ability for those people to attach to you.
They don't have access to you anymore because you're different.
It all comes to you changing. You're not going to change other people.
No. Once we accept that we can't change anybody, sis, you can't change him. You can't change him. You're not responsible for changing him. Bruh, you can't change him. I mean, you can't change her or him. You can't change anybody. We can't change our kids.
Oh, no.
We just can't. Only thing we got control and change that we can change is ourselves. The way we talk to ourselves, the way we love ourselves, the way we nurture ourselves.
And people will show up for you the way you let them show up for you. So
I always tell people, you can't find anything in somebody else that you don't already see in yourself.
Right.
How do you even know if you haven't experienced it? What do you know? And then if you don't even know what you want, when you see it, you don't even know that this is, I don't know. I'm true story, because I didn't know what I wanted for a long time. And God sent me anything until I got clear. Okay, this not it. This definitely not it. Start with me. Be honest. And it started with the values in me, because if I value myself, I'm absolutely going to value the other individual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Govern yourself accordingly.
Nice.
But it's going to be a good year. We had to come in, say Merry New Year, soulmates, because it's been a while.
Yeah, a little minute.
It has.
That's okay.
It has.
That's okay.
Soulmates know I've been busy. She's been out here healing lives.
Yeah.
Healing spirits, one soul at a time.
Promoting that book.
Promoting the book. We got
Plug
the
it,
audio
plug
book
it.
coming out for those that don't know. Healing Out Loud. The audio book is coming soon. I already have the print copy. Feel free to invite me in. We can start to discuss it, unpack it. I'm actually have somebody doing a book club on Healing Out Loud. So it is definitely doing what it's supposed to do. And this is just the beginning, because I realize that there are so many layers and levels to healing that we don't realize. I had somebody say, I did therapy 20 years ago. Well, guess what, my friend? You're in your 40s now.
Now what?
New levels, new devils. You got to be,
Right.
because the 20-something year old you is not the 45-year-old you. And if they are, I'm going to need for you to revisit that, because we can't be the same person who was in our 20s and our 40s. That's why emotional maturity is going to matter. Your mentality, your mental capacity, your mental stamina, all of that is going to be important, especially now.
Right.
Because when those things are grounded, when you're solid within them spaces, then you don't align or accidentally attract misaligned connections or misaligned people.
Yeah.
I had a coach tell me about 2 years ago when I first started doing this. He said, you're going to, what was the analogy? He said, say the car broke down.
Mm-hmm.
You're on your way to Disney World. The car breaks down. You get help. But then you get lost and you don't know which way to go. So you decide to go this way. You go to the left, and it's taking you all the way around. You're going all up down the mountains just to get back on the right path. Mm-hmm. If I would have went right, I could have just got right on that path. That's what's been happening. Mm. And I know that that's what God gives us. God gives us the choice. You can go left or you can go right. But either way, you can get back on path. You can get back in alignment if you're willing to surrender, listen to God, do the work, and be honest about the people around you. Do they add value?
Yeah, plain and simple.
Can't be in the car and give me the wrong directions. Please. I can get lost by myself. No.
I can do bad all by myself.
But no, seriously though, soulmates. I do want to wish you all a wonderful
Happy
2026.
New Year.
Yes. And pray that it brings you everything that you ever wanted and desired. Hope you're doing well, living happy and healthy. And if you're not, make sure you subscribe to the channel, KS Empowerment. Be on the lookout for my friend Gus' book, because you know we're going to promote that and support that.
The title is...
You ready to tell him?
Yeah, I'm going to tell him.
Go ahead and tell him.
Get ready for this. I don't know, but I believe.
You don't know? Look, I think somebody thought you didn't know. They was like, I thought you knew the title. You said, I don't know. That's what's up. You got to believe. That's it. A belief.
I don't know, but I believe.
Woo, we get so cynical in our old age. We just stop believing.
Yeah.
Never give up. Never stop believing.
So that wraps it up.
That wraps it up, soulmates.
Keep making it make sense, and we'll be back soon.
Night, night, soulmates. Love and light. And cut.
Click.